Good morning, everybody. Honorable Kanaka Herath, State Minister for Technology, Professor Niranjan Gunawardena, Secretary, Minister of Technology, Mr. Mitsuo Matsumoto, Vice President, ISO, Mr. Asanga Ranasinghe, Chairman, Sri Lanka Standard Institution, members of the Council of Sri Lanka Standard Institution, Deputy Directors General, Directors and all the other officials of Sri Lanka Standard Institution, distinguished participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Every year, we celebrate World Standards Day, which falls on October 14th. As we all know, by now, this year's theme is our shared vision for a better world to achieve sustainable development goals. The first time the world felt a need to bring in standardization was in the year 1946. So in 1946, October 14th to be precise, 65 well-known experts from 25 different countries first gathered in London and decided to create an international organization focused on facilitating standardization. Their effort took off when the standardization entities actually formation came into effect almost 12 months later in 1947, when the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, officially came into existence. International Electrotechnical Commission, or IEC, was formed in the year 1906. The organization is mainly concerned with the publication of international standards for the electrical and electronic industry segments. All semiconductors, batteries, fiber optics, and solar energy devices get their standardization from IEC. International Telecommunication Union, or ITU, is mainly into regulating the telecommunication sector. Our mobile phone devices and networks, broadband types of equipment, satellites, meteorological establishments, internet, television, networks, satellite systems, and navigation equipment all get their standardization from ITU. ISO, in collaboration with the IEC and the ITU, jointly celebrates World Standards Day each year. The first time World Standard Day was celebrated was on October 14, 1970. Sri Lanka Standards Institution, or SLSI, is the national standards body in Sri Lanka. SLSI, by virtue of being the national standard body, is the member body of the ISO, which represents Sri Lanka. We talk about standards all the time. The use of standards in international and local trade and everyday life is now commonplace and well embedded. So much so that socio-economic systems without standards are not conceivable. So the best way to explain standards is by pointing at problems that arise from their potential absence. I'll take a simple example. Take a square pin plug everybody is familiar with. You know, from whichever the shop we buy, whichever the brand we buy, they all have the same size, and all the socket outlets are also made to be compatible with them. That's because they are made for a standard. What if they are produced without using a standard? Then each plug will be different to each other. That means each plug will have to come with its own socket outlets. So our walls will be filled with having different socket outlets for each and every different electrical item. Just imagine the chaos standards have prevented in our day-to-day life. Imagine having credit card produced with different dimensions. Then will they fit into be used by one card reader? If that is the case, do you think use of credit cards would have seen the light of day? Imagine different laptops with different types of ports or flash drives. If not for the standard, would such innovations practically be of any use? International trade heavily depends on containers. Imagine the chaos it will create in ports if different countries made containers to different sizes, disregarding standards. This is enough to show that standards are an important contributor to the advancement and sustainability of our world today. So we can say easily, standards are the key driver of economic growth. Therefore, economic growth in a country is directly related to the number of standards that are being used at a given time. There are many benefits of standardization for the private sector, the public sector, and even to the consumers. The many benefits that standards bring to companies include reduction in production and transaction costs, increased market opportunities, competitive positioning, improved risk management, decreasing waste, reducing procurement costs, and increasing productivity. Therefore, standards have been used as the basis for the developing new products, penetrating new markets, both domestic and export, supporting the market uptake of products, and even creating markets. By using standards, companies are positioning their businesses for the international market. International standards create a common language for potential trading partners and prove a business commitment to quality. This shows how standards are acting as the passport to trade. Therefore, I call upon all organizations, companies in Sri Lanka to join hands with the Sri Lankan Standard Institution and make use of many services offered by the institution to strengthen their prominence in the global market. Thank you.